Simone, could you tell us a little about the type of benefits that Department of Commerce has been realizing from implementing continuous monitoring?
Sure. We see three primary benefits to the implementation that we're putting in place right now. The first is a near real-time visibility into a broad infrastructure, which in the past would have taken us a lot longer to assess, particularly because we're relying heavily on manual information handling types of approaches. And now with an automated system, we have a much faster access to the types of information that we're looking at from a security perspective. The second benefit is, from my perspective at the department level, I have an aggregated view of what security looks like across the entire department. In the past, there were monitoring capabilities distributed across the department, but it was difficult to aggregate that into a department-wide view that I, as the department CIO, could manage and use to make decisions. And the third benefit is that although people are referring to this as continuous monitoring, the capabilities that we're putting in place do more than just monitoring. They actually have remediation of risk capabilities, which means if this system finds a machine that, for example, hasn't been patched recently, not only can it report on that, but it can actually implement a patch to secure the machine. Or if a machine has a configuration that isn't securely implemented, it can go and implement a secure configuration on that machine. And the ability to mitigate risks, not just report on them, is a great thing for us.
How do you see continuous monitoring evolving over time?
Over time, I expect our approach at Commerce to be expanding in its scope. At the moment, our continuous monitoring capabilities are focusing on configuration management, patching and vulnerability management, and asset management. But if you look at the overall scope of security controls that federal agencies are responsible for, it's much broader than that. And so we expect to be broadening our purview for continuous monitoring a broader set of controls and being able to gather and process information on much more than what we're looking at right now and use that for better decision making in the future.
And beyond continuous monitoring, what other priorities in cybersecurity are you pursuing at the Department of Commerce?
Well, one of the best things about the continuous monitoring capabilities that we're looking at are the fact that they provide a department-wide implementation, a type of service that's available to the full department rather than a proliferation of locally implemented services. And we're looking at other areas where we can do things in a more centralized fashion. We're looking at implementing security operations in a centralized way to support the entire department, as opposed to the historical state, which was really a larger number of distributed security operations. That will allow us to, coupled with continuous monitoring, have a central location where we're not only monitoring data, but we have analytical capabilities, response capabilities, analysts and people who are working with that information to support what the department is doing in response to all of the information that we have.